This channel bothers me sometimes. Dark side of OnlyFans. What masturbation does to your brain. It's like, wow, I know exactly what it does to my brain because I feel everything. What happens if you masturbate and don't feel orgasm? It's just, I keep getting these sneaky uploads that kind of create a coherent theme. How lonely are you? I really need to know. From 0 to 100, how lonely I am. Probably the answer is capitalism. I am successfully lonely. You know? You know what I mean? I'm successfully independent from other human beings and I can rely on money. Except that's. No, I'm just lonely. I only get the bad end of capitalism where people just leave me alone to rot in the shittiest situationship ever. They will come back though, and we will have talks. I don't want to catch a rat. It would be very difficult to catch a faceless rat. I have to respect, the game of being a faceless YouTuber, talking about psychological crap. Because sometimes, it's the idea that counts. So we're going to start with these three, and we're probably going to expand. What happens if you never have sex? Oh my god. Like, I'm sensing a theme. And if there is a theme, we could throw it into a rat pile. If there isn't a theme, I can dominate the subject of masturbation because, unfortunately, for a female, I have something to say. I don't know if females' masturbation even fucking counts. If there's even an end to it. Like, we have a community of nofap, and guess how many females are in the nofap community? Probably not many. But I say yes, fap. I say the opposite is true, and nothing really happens. Yes, you might get extra tired or whatever. But at the same time, maybe, just maybe, your body is like, well, we done all the cool things we could do throughout the day, and we might as well take some rest. Or you have been teasing body was just like, hey, I am very comfortable doing whatever the fuck I want. I have full privacy. I can create a fantasy world basically. So of course you're gonna be sleepy right after, as if like you watched a very boring or very exciting movie and it ended, and it's like, what the fuck do I do now? That's a very good analogy of why you're sleepy right after masturbation. I hate the word. I hate people being so blatant about it. Just throwing it into YouTube algorithm of like, I know what happens to your brain because I am science. And science is punch face. Because I don't respect science. I respect logic coming together and making a solution very vivid. Otherwise, I wouldn't be a powerful programmer. I'm not successful because I don't know where success is anymore. Everyone is so independent. They don't have time to lend to second place. You know what I mean? I'm not going to impress anyone with second place uh, modules that I would create on only some fucking Chinese factory or Chinese firm with 1,000 employees going to be like, wow, I have invented better ChatGPT. And I'm like, what is AI? I don't understand how it works exactly. I'm definitely not that level of breakthroughs that take over the world and just sell. I'm not that level, guys. But I'm still a programmer. And I am a YouTuber, and I understand how to translate information into videos. I've done that, been there, and I've seen many false attempts. Oh man, the struggles of high intelligence. I'm sensing a theme. I'm sensing going after incels. That's what I'm sensing. It's like, you're so lonely, you're highly intelligent, you do masturbation. I'm sensing going after a group of people right now. And that's what I can't fucking bear about this channel. Being incel is not a flex, but it's also not really a curse. It's just like how lifestyle ends up being for a lot of people right now. So when I see Gamer from Mars actually flex his weird ass new obsession about adult people, adult stars. I mean, all of a sudden I'm like, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not really subscribed to this. And I called him out. And obviously, in the world of YouTube, nothing happens when you call someone out. You just get a few comments here and there, and nothing happens. Even though I get, yeah, I don't even get 1% of one video in terms of viewership, so what's the point of responding to me, right? But 1% is worth of a response. If you're a quick person to be able to actually navigate criticism, you should respond. Again, I only see Technoblade's Shadow respond, and it like, what? Yeah, Technoblade's Shadow. I'm suspecting one person to be Technoblade, and Technoblade died, but then I still get a response of, of like, I'm pretty sus, I think you are Technoblade, and it's like, I get a response, I get a person come to my Discord to actually respond, while these fucking rats, they can't do shit. Fucking Minecrafters are more humble and reasonable human beings than the rest of the fucking YouTube. People make fun of Minecrafters of like they're like really disgusting incels or something, but it's kind of like the opposite. Like this community is fine. It's the rest of the world that fucking sucks. So as a representative, because I can represent things in a positive light and I can't hide the truth, but I can at least not talk about it too fucking much. I'm not exactly sure why is this turning into just a ball of incelification, and it could spread misinformation. Oh no, it's the other M-nation, misinformation. M-ation. It's another M-nation. M-nation, yeah, M-nation word.
Oh,
Is this about masturbation or about misinformation? That's my question right now.
human brain is highly explanation.
What? Why are we eating brain? So I have this cake where like rat-like attributes are basically what we see is blatant negativity and we have to start fucking toxic. What are you gonna do with the brain?
With this in mind, we thought
Cool animation.
it'd be essential and the damage.
I mean, I already feel misinformation and a very toxic one, and hopefully we avoid rat infestation here because I just clicked a video. I don't want to see a person eating brain. That's not what I clicked for. But of course, science, like we love science so much, put it in my fucking mouth.
It could potentially. Oh, wow. It all depends.
Google. Oh, Google.
On each and an enlightened.
Okay, before they even start talking about masturbation, is just a part of life, is just a part of engaging with your fantasy worlds. But because fantasy world is not real, there has to be a clear ending to the story, to how much fantasy you can actually withstand. Because fantasy is supposed to make you feel good, and when you feel too good, you just all over the screen. Actually, it's not that graphic. Just like tiny bit of spit comes out, and you go to sleep. That's it. That's masturbation 101. If we're gonna get any different information here, I will be pissed. All right? Because this will be propaganda.
Our audience on everything related to.
Not really, but there is a clear connection to wanting to be in a fantasy world for forever, basically. Not wanting to live in a real world, but wanting to live in a fantasy world. And that is technically the prime incel behavior of just like giving up on life, right? However, one thing you have to consider is that giving up on life is easier than ever. You just close the door and nobody cares. You close the door, nobody cares. That's it. You gave up on life. Oh, wow. You can do it anytime you want in your privacy. No one's going to be bothered by it. And insults still don't actually impact society in a negative way. Yeah, I would prefer if people were connected to the point where you don't just close the door and disconnect from the rest of the universe. But that's just capitalism for you, my friends. We're stuck in a room. Closed door. Rest of humanity disappears. They don't care. They're never gonna knock on your fucking door. Trust me. They may make noise. They make demon fucking growls. You know, dogs will bark. But no one will knock on your door.
Understanding
about that
how
part.
it affects our brains gets us one step closer.
I want to dominate, please. Don't become a rat. Don't.
Understanding
Don't
these
do
effects
that.
can bodily respond.
I don't do that, bro. I like laying in bed. I like dirtying my underwear if I have to. I don't want to disclose all the details, but it's just like, I don't know, you wash underwear, right?
Response
What's
for
the
both men
problem?
and women.
Oh, those are the
Overindul-
ways masturbation can negatively impact your brain. Are there going to be positive impacts to your brain? Because otherwise it's fucking propaganda, dude. Otherwise it's not even a balanced type of content. It's fucking crazy. Dopamine, of course. It's like this channel is probably pumping the same content over and over again, and we just allow that. We're just like, here we go. They're talking about masturbation for the 50th time. Uh-oh.
Indulgence in
That's what I fucking feel from this. You know, like I will type masturbation because they wanted to Google masturbation. How many videos will I get? 1 to 100. Brain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Try it on my channel, guys. 10, 11. Gooning counts 12. What? That's it? Oh, that's not too bad. It's not 50. Crazy. Who would have thought?
any pleasurable brain's reward
Maybe you just turn into an incel.
system. Potential favorite food or
It is so funny though. What is funny is like to target an audience, right? And so it's like, well, incel community is growing because there's nothing we can possibly do to stop it from growing. So it's like, well, they need information. These people need information, guys. But the funny thing is, I probably think that they don't need information about this. Like, you don't have to encourage this sort of lifestyle. This kind of feels weird, right? Of like, well, we found a specific audience that's giving us a lot of views.
triggers the release of dopamine.
Oh my god! Said 100 times. Every science fucking channel says dopamine at least once a fucking video.
Neurotransmitter responsible
And it's a neurotransmitter about feeling good.
for pleasure and reward in
Reward and pleasure. Oh wow. You know what else happens in the brain? Of like, oh wow, I've done this thing. And you're forcing yourself to feel good about it. You wouldn't always release dopamine if you don't like what you're doing. Your release of dopamine, believe it or not, you can control that. After you do an action, dopamine gets released if you liked doing that action, if you liked performing and completing that action. Who would have thought? Probably Jews don't like masturbating. Probably people who got circumcised do not like masturbation very much. It's like, oh shit, negative dopamine. Punishment got released into your brain. It is such a fucking stupid way of, like, taking away free will from people, basically. That's what science always likes to do. It's like, you can't even consent whether dopamine gets released or not. It just happens, and is just improper balance in your brain. And you have to drink medication now that we have invented, and they just keep control, basically. But they start with medical practices, these fucking fools. And now, these fucking pieces of shit channels, they're just regurgitating basically useless information of like, oh wow, you feel good, okay, what else? You didn't say anything new, though.
the brain.
But I turned the feels good into a chemical in your brain. Give me some fucking credit, bro.
Also referred to
Get the
as
fuck
the
out of here.
feel-good hormone. Hormonal response
Oh, you fucking... It's rat. You can't do that without being a rat. You can't just pull scientific papers randomly.
after masturbation,
Right after seeing dopamine, you just gotta dig deeper, you know?
which can be found in the
Yeah.
National Library, include
Oh my god, it had impact on testosterone. The attraction to women hormone or something, I
dopamine
imagine.
after
Or self-esteem hormone, let's put it that way. Male self-esteem.
here can explain why
What?
it can become increased
So dopamine increases and then decreases.
orgasm.
All of a sudden, I am confused.
Studies have shown that prolactin levels increase, whereas oxytocin and dopamine levels decrease significantly.
So which one is it? Because you literally say two things at once that don't kind of fucking make sense anymore. Dopamine increases and decreases. Thank you. I'm learning it so fast right now.
This right
All these like fucking complicated scientific bullshit words. Thank you. I'm learning so fast, bro. This is why you don't pull out those scientific papers out of your ass for the first point that you're trying to make. But it's so easy to say dopamine. I've learned one word. Please, please, please let me say dopamine, please. Fucking idiots.
after masturbation if done too frequently. A scientist
Oh, if you don't do it too frequently, then you don't like doing masturbation, because just like eating chocolate, who would have thought, right? If you eat too much of something, then you lack diversity, and this diversity makes you feel good in life. You don't want to be attached to something. Even if you like that, you don't want to be addicted to it. Who would have thought, right? But it's not under your control. Actually, what's happening is dopamine. And you run out of dopamine, and now you just don't have dopamine inside your brain. That's what happens. You release dopamine, meaning that you have more dopamine, but less dopamine. And that's how we explain with science, dude. Fucking yeah. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh my god. Why are we introducing another character, another useless fucking pawn in this game of scientific brainwashing?
and popular
What are we doing here? This is not a domination. This just makes me mad watching this shit. Because we already derailed the conversations that is supposed to be irritating, you know? Supposed to be a sensitive piece of someone's lifestyle. And we're just like, dopamine, ooga, you know? Ooga booga, bro. With some bullshit ass deranged chemical nonsense that cannot actually be observed in normal situations. Your brain cannot be observed. You understand that, right? Crazy.
podcaster puts it.
It's crazy.
The
to
brain
me.
treats these experiences as intense
That's
dopamine-releasing
crazy.
events.
I'm watching crazy shit right now.
Use, which, with habitual repetition, can lead to progressively less dopamine release and tolerance.
Or consider this: your video stinks, and I just watch better videos, not drug level videos, but better. You know. Dopamine is not getting released for some reason. I'm getting really pissed. Where's my dopamine at? Dopamine is having expectations, is having an experience, having a smooth ride in life. And we have propaganda, basically. We were being fucking science propaganda right now. Okay. Propaganda. Fucking rat. I'm smelling rats right now.
Resulting in a need for more intense stimulation over time.
I want stimulation. Bro, I want to see someone's face right now.
The way our
Alright. Alright. Distorted. Okay, we're gonna get to something like more psychological. Because this is supposed to be psych to go. You know? All the scientific jargon is supposed to be in the end of the fucking series. You just use it as a reference to make logical deductions of some kind, you know? Instead, it's just like front runner of like, this is me, scientifically literate piece of fucking shit, you know?
brains respond to sex with another person? Yeah.
Okay, so we're also talking about shitty content because I don't want to fucking listen to your ventral tegmental area. That shit does not bother me, you know? We can leave that area alone, please. No, we're just straight up entering brain. Why else would you eat brain at the start of your video? You're gonna be a toxic piece of fucking shit. It literally has 3 signs out of 4. 3 signs out of 4 failed opportunities. I don't even know what failed opportunities is, by the way. All right, I don't even know. To reveal her face or whatever, to create a game, to buy, to talk to a scientist, for example, with a little bit of fucking money, to talk to a real scientist in the end, to make sure that you don't have to. That's a failed opportunity. I'm very bad at doing this thing. I still haven't defined this rad behavior. So basically, these 3 is the only thing we have, and we have all of them right now. We have all of them. We see a bunch of shit content we're halfway there through masturbation, and this does not feel like masturbation for some reason. Okay, where's the hot girls? Why do I have to put a random hot girl hostage just so we can fucking do our thing properly? You know, of what masturbation contains. It contains hot girl, so we put it right in there. You know what? Miley Cyrus is good enough. It's good enough, guys. I helped so many people by doing this. All right, I made content 10 times better. You don't understand.
TA. This is what you've heard about, such as dopamine, are released. Compulsive masturbation.
I would release this video into the wilds anytime, ASAP, if I wasn't obligated to see how shitty it is.
Causes the brain to cause. It can cause.
Talking about relationships, am I right? Talking about relationships. Why did I have to spawn a creature in the
circuits to go haywire,
Jesus.
such as flickering. This is called.
What are you talking about?
Circuit overload.
What are you talking about right now?
To the brain. When our brains are in constant search for the dopamine high from.
Well, you can fail. Unfortunately, you might not find treasure. If you ever catch yourself trying to find something, it's the most frustrating thing of all time. It has nothing to do with masturbation, but you can find yourself not finding proper stimulation for your fantasy worlds. You might not find treasure. Yes, it can be frustrating, and it's a pitfall that you should attempt to avoid and improve your strategy, but it's up to you to do it. So, what the fuck commentary do you have for this shit? Alright? What do you have for the pitfall?
Reaching orgasm during This can make the circuits in our brain go into a frenzy.
Oh, brain is like a little pet, you know? It starts barking and peeing all over the fucking floor, am I right? Brain is just a completely separate part of your body, actually.
And reaching orgasm fetish.
Oh, you need to constantly improve the intensity of the stimuli. Intensity. Okay, so we're diving into that territory, basically. It's literally the same fucking talking points as any fucking no-fapper in the universe. So far, I'm trying to dominate. I'm trying my best to dominate, but, like, there's some weird things being done in the video. You do not need more intense stimulation because you can create one yourself. You're not gonna always find treasure, and you should learn that you will not find treasure. You'll not find exactly what you're looking for. But the world is constantly changing, by the way, and that alone is good enough to do exploration and to just enjoy it for what it is, and you'll find what you like the most, and then spend time there, you know, until something happens or nothing happens. Create set amount of time if you don't have much. Whatever happens, you gotta let go of this like control narrative, basically. For me, everything works out and no big deal, and I have a perfect place where if nothing is working out, I can go there And it will work out. I will find treasure because I created that fucking place. Alright, there's a reason why a girl spawns when I ask girl to spawn.
This can result in developing unrealistic expectations for sexual life.
Yeah, could, but real life has to exist, unfortunately. And I don't know how, by the way. How? What are people talking about exactly? Unrealistic expectations? What? If a partner does not improve your lifestyle, especially sexual lifestyle, what the fuck is the point of the stupid partner? And it's like, you shouldn't have expectations. You should just have expectations that you can improve your life every step of the way. Not just that you can extract something out of your partner that you were expecting this whole time. What the fuck, man? This is so fucking weird. Just a person caring about you gives you a boner. I hope. Just a girl messaging me gives me a boner. Ugh. That's good enough. And it's like, what expectations are we talking about? I already have boner even though you're 2,000 kilometers away. What expectations are we talking about? What kind of people are we talking about right now? Because I'm trying to represent incels, but we're talking about some kind of fucking, I don't know, criminals, monkeys, some people without brains. What are we talking about? Who are these people, right? Maybe they haven't found me, they haven't liberated themselves from stupid fucking ideas like that, but it's another stupid idea. It's another fucking propaganda. That your expectations are not going to be met by some partner. Fuck that, you know? Fuck that. Fuck them partners, anyways. Because you're so overstimulated with porn, yeah. I think it's made up. I genuinely think this is made up, but as an insult, I can't test it, you know? I can't just get out of my skin suit and start fucking finding partners. Holy shit, what is that? Damn, what is that? In fact, it's so much cooler when it is Miley Cyrus and not just some fucking random girl, because I can actually develop an attachment. And that makes me even more satisfied to see them, you know, hot around and exist and breathe and change and develop things, or just find something cool that they have in the past. You know? Oh no, masturbation breaks relationships. We figured. I can't dominate! I can't! It makes me so fucking mad. This one video.
Worse, a romantic.
That's the one. This is the one that's breaking. That's me, and this is this channel. And this is poop. This is not skin tone. It is poop that this channel is made out of.
Or sexual partner
Crazy.
may then feel.
I finally see what's going on here. What the message is trying to convey. I'm trying to just avoid poop. And this person is trying to be like, hey, but there's some value within me, isn't it? What if you dig into the poop? What if you watch all the videos? I'm just, I should change my mind. I'll watch all these videos now. You know? I can't watch a single one. This is not domination. Domination is calmly explaining twice as more deeper, meaningful things. This is just straight up propaganda of a person who doesn't even know what the fuck masturbation is. They just read it in a fucking book. That's what it feels like. Can you imagine? Let me read about masturbation from a book. Book. Oh my god. That's what I'm talking about. As an representative of the incel community, I see this as misinformation. Very bad, very bad. I don't have high expectations for a partner. I have expectations to have a partner within my lifetime. That would be very nice.
Inadequate or pressured, which can strain communication and emotional
Fuck
closeness
harder.
for both parties. Titled Masturbatory
Another article, guys. Another fucking article, dude.
Guilt Leading to Depressive Disorder.
It's literally Anna Canna, but without the person that you can masturbate towards, you know? I can masturbate to Anna. At least, bro, please. I can do that. What am I supposed to do with this shit?
disorder, such as suicide, lack of sleep.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What are you talking about again? What are you talking about? We're talking about maybe addictive personalities that find refuge in masturbation and they sometimes fail and then they develop some deranged bullshit ideologies, but then they get reinforced by this misinformation. You shouldn't masturbate, bro. And it's like female propaganda, by the way. And this is like
And
what
appetite,
women would
which
do,
was
wouldn't
partly
it?
due to the guilt he felt over this way.
Yeah. I feel guilt for
Partly due
masturbating.
to the guilt he felt over masturbating.
Sounds like female propaganda to me. I shouldn't feel guilty for doing anything. It's just I live my life. Shut the fuck up. We live in a world called capitalism, where everyone is floating in space. No one actually bumps into each other unless they have enough money to bump into each other, and then they exchange goods with each other. They don't have sex when they bump into each other. They just exchange goods and move on with their lives because they still want to float in the fucking space. To we actually reach the level where people having sex, then they would be having sex for the sake of power dynamic, basically. Power dynamic. Still, just like, you know who has a lot of sex? It's like Epstein Island. Ask one of those people. They have a lot of sex. Ask one of those ditties. I've heard about ditties, man. And they have a lot of sex. While everyone else is actually forced to float around in space and not have anything. And porn is technically like the only sex that we have left as humanity to prove that sex actually exists still, guys. Otherwise, that shit not real. Feel guilty? What else am I gonna fucking do with my life? Are you kidding me? You don't even have thighs, you little bitch.
When asked why
You shouldn't talk about masturbation when you cannot actually provide to male community, you fucking bitch.
he felt this way, the young man's reasons were 1.
I know exactly how I feel. I know exactly
believed
how
that
I feel. If we had a relationship, that relationship would look like this. Would look exactly like this. Would happen to her just like Anna is suffering right now, and it wouldn't be a fucking joke. It's like, I don't know how to get rid of your dead body. That's the only problem I have right now. That's why I can't kill you. Otherwise, I don't feel guilty. Don't worry about that part. No guilt
masturbation
or
ruined
shame.
his life and engaging in a prohibited or sinful act.
you need Jesus if you feel this is a sinful act, bro. Oh my god, you need Jesus. Uh-oh. Again, no fab community is the closest thing you can kind of guilt trip people of like why you're wasting energy, basically. And it's like, I'll spit in your face. That I wasted a lot of energy by spitting in your face? Probably not. I still feel guilty that I have used my bodily liquids to show disrespect to someone because I would rather not do that. But the same thing, the act of masturbation is disrespect to the rest of the genders who cannot actually claim your love and compassion and attraction, and you just live in a fantasy world instead. They cannot bring you fantasy and, elevate your well-being. They cannot interact with you for whatever the fuck reason. It's a form of disrespect. You should not feel guilty. They should feel guilty for not interacting with you. Women don't interact with men. They're not even attracted in any way to acknowledge that men exist, which makes women not exist. Vice versa. Just the card flips. The only thing that exists is celebrities. So cute.
Gradually, the young man started to believe that masturbation.
I'll take that. If most women disappear and only celebrities remain standing, maybe that's for the better, Maybe that's much better. What if people just float out into space and they slowly leave the atmosphere, never to be seen again, and shitty women will not be proven to exist whatsoever. Just like dinosaurs, they will cease to exist. But celebrities will remain, and I might be amongst them. And that's the fantasy that I live in, guys. And I don't want you to subscribe to that because fuck you. There's not enough room. Bruh, not enough room. She can only go to one place. And I'm not even talking about a specific celebrity. I'm just using Miley as example. Because she's cool.
Masturbation was the direct cause of that spiral.
What is not cool is someone who has 12 million subscribers. Not very cool. That's not a very cool person. You know, just spamming YouTube every fucking day. Do I spam YouTube? No. No one clicks on my fucking videos. That's not spam. Spam is trying to get up in the search term. So you type in that Google word and you get up on the search term. You get found, you get discovered. You get subscribed to because you're everywhere. You know, you have so many entry points to be discovered and to be annoying as fuck with your stupid scientific papers that you smash in my fucking face. I don't want it. I don't want to listen to fucking science. I know exactly how I feel. I know exactly what progress I have made. You know, I have done strategic fucking moves on top of everything, bro. The only thing that's missing is where's the fucking science when I have to have a partner to see what happens, you know? Just to see let's just see what happens when I have a partner, okay? And science can just fucking put cameras here, 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 here. You know, I will reveal my face for science. Just give me something, bro. Science, test an incel. I jump into the pool of bodies. Please test me, science. Where's that? Where's science when you actually fucking need to do something? To reward people for being special, you know? Where's science for that?
Him into depression.
Because all I hear is science did something over here, and in that corner they masturbated, and it's like, I want to do that too. I want to masturbate in that corner too, like science did. Science sounds like a cool guy, that everyone is listening to science instead of anything else. It's crazy. They're so hungry for power. They go straight to science for power. And that is rat-like behavior, my friends.
Not only can be.
I think we found failed opportunity. What about me? Let's call that, okay? But what about me? Why can science test that with a partner I'll be completely happy and I will not have any false expectations or negative consequences from masturbation? Thank you very much. This is misinformation, guys. I want to prove it, you know? Where's science? Can I call science right now and disprove all this bullshit that, you know, science is getting a bad rep? I don't think science will like that. I want to call science. Which number do I call? It's crazy, dude. It's absolutely insane to see videos like these on YouTube. To actually, you know, some fucking shit female is trying to tell men what this thing that they do is. Like, how much deranged you have to be. In what kind of situation you have to sit to be the narrator of that. Of this whole thing. This whole shebang. What is going on?
For another. With a narrow worldview, it's easy to assume that
narrow worldview.
Everyone views masturbation as a healthy bodily function and just dismiss and denounce.
Narrow worldview. Okay, what are we opening up to? Are we opening up to any positive things? We need a narrow worldview as long as it's uplifting and positive, isn't it? Oh, what's that? What's that? You gonna toxic +1? The road is yours, cowboy.
Other
Let's
cultural
go,
perspectives.
boy. Yeehaw!
But that's neither productive nor empathetic.
What? That's not productive? Being happy is not productive? Empathetic? To what? This was just a stab in the face of like, what are you gonna do now? I'm already surprised. My jaw is already on the floor of like, wow. So this is a very narrow worldview for you. I'm just like, it's a natural bodily function. You don't like something about that, do you? Let's hear it.
If
There's like anti-incel. Or incel females, basically. Oh, these what? Who is this? Who that be, you know? This is why it's so essential for anyone to eat reputation of these big-ass YouTubers. Because they don't have any reputation. They have no ground to stand on. They just say things that kind of make sense, you know? But that is nothing even remotely close to actual reality that is achievable. Of course, a shitty reality is going to be shitty, and you probably don't want to spend time thinking about shitty reality. You want to think about possibilities. You want to improve your self-esteem and not feel dragged into this pit of feeling bad for doing your thing. So yeah, empathetic. Why are you not empathetic to the incel who is stuck in a fucking room with no friends and no ability to empathize with anyone because they will never meet any other person for a very long time? What are you talking about?
Masturbation goes against one's beliefs. If masturbation goes against one's beliefs, then engaging
If.
in it can cause mental distress, especially if it transforms into a full-blown
And it's their personal business, isn't it?
addiction. And since mental health issues directly affect our brain function, it's important to understand that funding and compassion for others.
We're not going to talk about masturbation, okay? Not face to face. We can talk about through here. But don't. I think it's just self projection, basically, of like, look how understanding and empathetic and compassionate I am. If someone does hold wrong beliefs, that will drag them down. That's the whole fucking point. If you just give them that masturbation is bad, then you're dragging them down. And it's like, oh, but I'm just acknowledging. No, you are the bad guy. You are the person who is doing, drum rolls please, the shaming. The magical world of shaming other people because you say that something is bad. It's simple as that. How can we make it even more simple than that? It is pure shaming. Indirect, very sneaky, but it's pure shaming.
Addiction. And since for some people, this can cause legitimate damage.
And you should not do that damage, please.
Instead, spreading awareness and education is key
in dispelling misinformation and freeing people from fucking bullshit that some random female of the internet is trying to spread right now. It is what it is, man. People will occupy empty space as quickly as possible. Just like I've said, it will occupy all the search terms it can possibly get away with, but it will not actually care to deliver proper information. And this, my friends, is a rat. Sneaky rat. Very, very sneaky rat of YouTube. And I wish people recommended me more channels. In the comments below, you can type in a channel name, but it's not gonna happen because I'm not popular enough. I am ratioed by the vastness of the universe. And if my people not caring or clicking on the video, what can I possibly do, man? I'm not dominating search terms, guys. What am I gonna do? Kindly, please, 1% of your fame will save half of the men population from misinformation about masturbation. Population masturbation.
Stigma and shame around sexual topics.
But you send shame, though. You give shame by misinforming people, by talking about the negatives. Only negatives. And I still don't know what the fuck this one is. I still haven't caught the clues.
Academic article titled Masturbatory Guilt.
Guilt. Do we need more? I don't think we need more. But clarify, please. Shame. Just fucking rampant shame, and it's like, I was here educating you, not shaming you. That has nothing to do with shame. You shouldn't feel shame. You should feel educated. And that's exactly what I've done. Indoctrination, brainwashing, education, the most uplifting feelings you will ever have.
such as suicidal thoughts, lack of
Uh-oh. You know, we're just linking. I don't feel coherence when I'm reacting to this thing. But what I do feel is that we are connecting suicidal thoughts with masturbation very easily here, right? We're being fucking toxic. But it's rats. It's just pure fucking rats. We're staring at a fucking rat, dude. I need some rat noises. Yes, please. Beautiful. Beautiful. Deadmaus begins. Sneaky beat drop. Where's the drop? Somewhere up here. Somewhere there's a rat. I feel it.
Breathe it in and breathe it out. Flow over me. Up life isn't more than just a dream. Tell me what.
Yeah. The only awareness you need is that masturbation is you living in a fantasy world, and you will feel better to try and balance these two things together, not rely on a fantasy world to just set you free. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna live a nightmare. You have to fight. You have to stand up and fight, and you have to feel that testosterone of you. You boost on one side, on the other side, you increase your heart. You allow other people to stimulate you, basically. Allow women to stimulate you, and then you fight in reality and project as a manly figure, and hopefully you will find a partner, and it's not gonna be a fucking doom gloom. All right? That's the way a presentation should be. Start it. Just start it. Don't feel shame. Don't worry about it. All right? In this video, I'm not going to say anything negative about the thing you're doing. Trauma.
trauma.
Wasn't it not enough? It is already trauma to go through 3 negative points in a row. Like 3 strikes and I'm out. But we can dig deeper.
You may be wondering
We can sneak that in there. You see, when I clicked on this video, I was not hoping for negativity. I did not know what I will be unpacking. I was kindly lured in. But what I am watching is an absolute abomination and will do more harm than good in the long run. Because when you feel that something is filled in and you click and you consume, and then you realize you got nothing. You just wasted time. You did not get a good result, a good search result, a good advice, a good mindset. There's nothing good about it. Please, one good thing. Tell me, the treasure analogy was the best thing, best part about it. Searching for treasure, and then still like turn it into like a fucking mock-up, basically, of some kind. Because then that's reversed. This is reversed. You look through the tiny peephole that your eye would fit into, but someone was so fucking lazy that they just mocked it up as like, fuck it. Fuck the masturbators, dude. I don't give a fuck. I just want their money. I just want their
Trauma.
eyeballs.
You may be wondering exactly how trauma intersects with masturbation.
Yeah, because I don't know anything about that. You know?
When an individual has altered
But please connect those two things together because it would really benefit me
response to stress
if you
and
do
reward
that.
can
If you take away one of my toys inside that I do in my room and play with in my room, you know, in my privacy, it would be so nice of you to just take that away from me, to shame me across mountains and valleys, across great distances. I still can be shamed by some fucking degenerate incel female. Jesus.
complicate the experience of menstrual stigma for some individuals.
Uh-oh. Sexual abuse is gonna link to your masturbation thing. And yeah, you should shame yourself when you are leaning towards some really weird ass stimulation. So, because men become pedophiles, okay? They start seeking this sort of innocence and inability to defend themselves than women have when they're very young. So, yeah, these kind of men, you don't want to become one of those men, and you should feel a shame when you're leaning towards irrational fantasies, all right? But that's about that pitfall, okay? That's one pitfall. But I still don't understand how you connect trauma with that. Like, what's going on
Individuals,
here?
masturbation, shame, or distress.
Yeah, because of you. Because you just keep repeating that same fucking shit.
This emotional stress relief.
Like, you don't need to talk about it. You just don't need to talk about it. As simple as that. But she just gravitates towards that. The moment she puts down a scientific paper, shame, guilt, guys, trauma, it's these things very much associate with masturbation. Just immediately gravitates. These words immediately surround this other word. You maybe just shove those papers up your fucking face so you don't have to talk. You know, science can talk for you. Like, science can at least make it cool and interesting of like, we tested 50 masturbators and they have produced 2 liters of juice every single day. That's much more interesting than whatever the fuck this is. Guilt and fuck that shit, bro. They produced 2 liters of, that's badass, dude. I want science to do one of those things, you know? Actual experiments that people can actually refer to and be like, wow, that's so funny, that's so cool. Not this. Not being a food for some fucking goblin, basically, and the moment they run out of food, they start shaming and guilting a word that they found on the internet of like, wow, people are really using that word. We have to shame and guilt it. You're racist. Does anything resonate with you guys? It's crazy. That's it. That's the end of the video. Hey guys, does anything resonate with you?
Love to hear your thoughts.
No. Oh, you do not love to hear my thoughts. That's just a YouTuber thing to say. I am pissed. Oh my god. I have been abused by one video. Imagine the catalog of like 3,000 abusive videos. Imagine what this sea of abuse that we can just jump into. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. I'm supercharged by the amount of the stupidity going on right now. And it's like stupid of like, I did nothing wrong face. I did nothing wrong.
What to do? Your eyes, they no longer speak for you. Tell me where you hide the truth.
Uh-oh.
Where you hide the truth. May alone, never let you go.
Guilt and shame, let's go. That's what's gonna happen to you. It is very dangerous to leave people alone when they have so much to give. You know, you can't just leave them alone. Nuh-uh-uh.
Your eyes, they no longer. Breathe it in now.
I can't wait to DJ my way through someone's downfall. That would be freaking badass. That would warrant a masturbation. But before you do that, please subscribe. Because there's, you know, you need a monthly supply. Breathe in and breathe out is probably more productive than whatever the fuck she was talking about.
Thoughts and opinions in the comments section. Take care of yourself and have a wonderful day.
You have 1 more minute of something.
Over. Hi,
Who
I'm
the
John
fuck are
Martinez, a filter and
Oh, she hired a Filipino to
fan
illustrate.
artist. At the end of the day, it doesn't cost us much money or resources to be a little more kind and empathetic to the people around us.
Yeah, this is just a react video, guys. It cost me absolutely no amount of screaming.
And as they help
Well, it cost everything. It cost effort to be empathetic. It cost a mindset to want to help people, not a mindset to reveal some scientific sludge and then just guilt and shame being mentioned in somewhere in the sentence, and it's like, that's good enough for me. I put it very up close to masturbation, so guilt and shame is like relatively close. That's where it's supposed to be. And peace out, guys.
make the
Here's
world
my Filipino slave. It's crazy. There it is. Here's my Filipino slave. It does not cost much. That's his words, not mine.
a better place
Crazy,
by
bro.
educating people
That is
about
crazy.
a variety of mental related topics, one video at a time.
Yeah, take over the internet one video at a time. I'm pretty sure you have flooded the internet with 3,000 videos, and now we have to clean shit up a little bit. How about that? You know? And I unfortunately stepped on a mine. Which means this is a minefield. Oh, so special. We'll see how the fans react and what fans are gonna find, because in these Deadmaus videos, people are starting to talk. People are starting to whisper in my ear, you know, suggesting that I should dig deeper. I wonder what's gonna happen this time.
If this is something video,
What? Take part in? Is he's recruiting more Filipinos? This is so stupid. If you have a Filipino, maybe don't animate, maybe let him speak about his experiences. That is the most powerful thing you can do, is just talk about your experiences. Then you can do nothing wrong, because you felt what you felt, and you did what you did, and you're being honest and virtuous, and you're encouraging other people to consider empathy. But where's empathy? Where's the story of anything? What are you educated me about? This is nothing but rage baits and really nasty behavior to try and take over the internet. Ooh, baby. And now you're hiring thugs, basically, to help you out with this internet money extraction. Doesn't sound very good. But for now, you got what you deserve. You got a criticism video. I hope you will, consider my existence. For I am an insult, and I don't find other people's existence very easy to determine. But maybe mine existence will somehow magically erupt on someone's face. Get the fuck out of here, alright? Thanks for watching. Drop that beat. Where's the beat drop? Guys, next video I will start with this. So if you have any ideas of what I should do with this channel, let me know. Goodbye.